So you'll see me shuffling things around early on a lot because, well, I really didn't plan it. Now, Leticia had uploaded a couple more times last night, as many that saw Al knew. I wasn't going to make videos or, anything important because it was just Leticia bitching. I mean, it is what it is. And the first one, she threatened to go over the bridge. And then in the second one, she threatened self immolation. And, that's new. What do I do with the little fan? Yes, like I say, I need to get things together. Hello. So, that's her. Now, she's feeling much better now, and she's uploaded again, and I only watched part of it. And since I'm probably going to have to hold up the phone for you guys again, I thought, well, before I get too far into this, why don't I just go live rather than me having to listen to this twice? You see my logic. Yes, I didn't feel like battling or having to listen to Leticia's crap twice. So I thought, well, if I go ahead and go live, then I only have to listen to this once. Now, the thing is I can watch another creator do it. It's like, ha, now you try to make this shit entertaining. Oh, man. So, yeah, I'm going to kind of dawdle a bit while everyone gets in here before I start the audio. Hello, Ronnie. Hello, Michigan lady. Hello, Ghost. Or Ronnie, sometimes I do, and there's on an Amberlyn Reed one once, I did a commentary on my own commentary. Kind of like a guy from the future thing. Now, I'm usually pretty good about predictions, and I'm good with Leticia up to a point because she has her own final logic. Now, I learn now that final logic is weed trumps all. Spoiler, she did manage to get someone to smoke with her, but she was very unhappy because they had roaches. Hello, Copy That. Hello, Brenda. I hope you're well. I've missed you. Well, we're talking about Leticia, and I'm going to wait people to get in here because you guys, unless you're on her Instagram, can't hear it. And what sucks is she's really quiet. Now, while we're getting into this, I'm going to only say this once during this live. She is watching the lives here. Now, in my live that we had last night about her, I said if she was smart, she'd get in a hotel room and kind of get, up by the floor and, keep a tight focus. Guess what? The video she has today, she's on a hotel or on a hotel floor. Hey, we'll pin the damn message. I hate this. No. Did I actually? My phone locked up, and it was trying to, and I bumped it and was trying to ban someone. I'm just making sure that I didn't accidentally bump anyone out, any kind, innocent, loving person out of here accidentally. I had a fumble. But yes, we'll get into her audio here in a bit when everyone gets here. Good, it did. Yes, all is well generally, Brenda. We ain't got enough this month, but my main problem right now is transportation. Oh. Well, I have to laugh about it all, really. Hello, Monkey Boy. Well, the thing is she's pretty mellow. Now, in these last night, it was the typical Leticia. If I made a video, it was just going to be pretty much wasting your time. That's one thing I say about a creator. Sometimes it's more important the videos you don't make rather than the videos you make. So she did upload twice. She was in her car in dark parking lots for those that didn't see the lives and just doing her typical bitching. And like I say, the first one she threatened her typical said harm. And, the last one she threatened to become a human torch. And it's like, whatever, Leticia. But, she starts this one off talking that she did get her proper medicine. And where we've been seeing freaky Leticia, we got right back to manipulating Leticia. And at the time, she started bitching about her mother being the most important thing. That's when I tapped out, and it's like, you know what? Rather than listening to this twice and then, once for me and then once for Alive, why don't I just go ahead and go live now, and then I only have to listen to this once? Yay! So, right now I'm letting people get in here, and I'm kind of stealing myself for this because for 15 minutes I'm going to have to hold this up and let you look at her mug. Because unfortunately, I've only got Instagram on the iPhone, and the volume on it is busted. No, you know what, Roger? I take that back. Hey! I forgot I got my troll account. I got a secondary Instagram account on this device, and it's a troll account. But because it's a troll account, I had completely forgotten about it. Okay, we can listen to this all better like. Oh my god, I got 13 hearts and 4 new peoples wanting to be my buddy. But first, right now, we gotta go to Voted Miss Outgoing. Voted Miss. I was gonna see what comes up. Voted Miss. There's only 2 people that comes up on Voted Miss, and one of them is Leticia. Yes, and this will be a much better thing, so now I must steel myself, and we'll hear it better and we'll see it better. I'll look slightly professional. Well, like I say, I've got the proper device for this now. Now I gotta take a breath and wait for a moment because you just don't go into Leticia. It's like one does not just walk into Mordor. One doesn't go into Leticia. First you have to think, oh my god, I gotta do Leticia. Then you have to think, this is where my life has led me. And then you think, oh my god, I gotta do that Leticia. And then you think, okay, I'll do the Leticia. Then you think, oh my god, I gotta do the Leticia. And then you're like, you're mad, suck it up, do your job. And then you get up and you do Leticia. And that's actually how the mental process works. That and this. That Leticia will be jealous of my life. Volume.
It's later in the day on July 28th, 2022, and I did manage to procure some of my medicinal marijuana, but it was back last night, and the company was not the greatest. I ended up having some nightmares last night because he had a roach-infested house, and I just don't really engage with people that aren't cleanly. So it was horrifying for me. I didn't get much sleep, and I drove a ways in order to just hang out with this individual. And I know they say beggars can't be choosers, but I don't really believe in
Can you hear it?
I believe that everybody has the choice, and that's why.
She's very more quiet in this one. Can you hear it?
All morning, though, I decided that I would self-deprecate by eating a bunch of...
Well, we're going to have to skip it then, unfortunately. But she's just sitting there manipulating. Now, okay, you could hear it. Well, I'm going to have to do that here in a minute, but I can do that with the iPhone. It's just, she's quiet. You know, she's not her typical volume level. It would be like I'm talking like this. You know, where I'm just talking normal like this now. You know, for the live, I tend to talk slightly louder. You know, like I'm talking to the guy in the corner. But, this is a typical voice right here. But she's talking down here in a low voice like this. Well, no, it wasn't just you, but I know what they're saying. But I also had this to try to get a better view. I had the mic put up in the wrong spot. Let me look on this thing. I'm trying to see where the. Okay. I think the volume is in the front. So that shouldn't have been the issue. Well, we can try it again. Now, this thing takes forever, by the way. Do 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 do. Okay. Like I said, this thing takes forever.
It's later in the day, July 28th, 2022.
Type
And
1 if you can't hear.
I did manage to procure some of my medicinal marijuana, but it was wax last night. And the company was not the greatest. I ended up having some nightmares last night because he had a roach infested house, and I just don't really engage with people that aren't cleanly. So it was horrifying for me. I didn't get much sleep, and I drove a ways in order to just hang out with this individual. And I know they say beggars can't be choosers, but I don't really believe in that. I believe that everybody has the choice, and that's why I even eat my vegan diet. All morning, though, I decided that I would self-deprecate by eating a bunch of and harm myself in that way. I had some disruptions in my bowel movements by eating like McDonald's because I haven't been sleeping well. I haven't been able to finance myself properly in that way. I
Now,
I managed to
as
get
you
my current
see,
vehicle
I
back,
t- yeah, I said if she was
but
smart, she'd
everything
get into
was
the hotel room,
incarcerated
get up near the wall,
again.
and get a tight as shot as she can.
And because it's
And there
night
she
time,
is.
I've already
I did this
found much attention.
intentionally
But I
to
just want to
see if
say
she was
this is
watching
the
us. So
psychologist
you can
Dr.
guarantee that she's going to
Cigars.
watch this
He
live.
and I had a
She did
very good
exactly
session
what I told her to
throughout
do.
everything that I've gone through, as well as what's going on in the world in this day and age. And you have no idea how appreciative I am that he is still around. Unfortunately, he had some of those
America, this is her
vaccines,
post.
and
This is her most
his
recent,
face is now
just a little while
paralyzed
ago.
for the moment. And I pray that it ends up healing itself soon because, that's completely. It's not that it's irregular, but I know that those vaccines are detrimental to the body, and that's why I had avoided them. Thankfully, I haven't contracted COVID due to sustaining my medicinal marijuana use as well as my vegan diet. And I keep having dreams about twins, and I know that they said that there's just one baby in my belly, but it just makes me wonder if that means that I might have another pregnancy later on, which is kind of horrifying because, this one has gone so
Remember what
poorly
the Roger
at the
said.
sense of my health,
She will keep
only in the
farming
sense of
babies.
uh, um, just the stress that I've been under and the fact that I haven't been able to nest properly due to the lack of resources. So I'm trying very hard. I made other appointments for my doctors in hopes that I won't be incarcerated anytime soon. My psychologist even mentioned, the things that I have lived through and the way that my mother had negated to protect me in that instance where I was assaulted by my brother, and stated that and I explained to him that she has alcohol abuse and that she lies about it. And I've seen her, witnessed her, and you can see the glazed over look in her eyes, so I can't really trust her. So she sent me photos this morning of different birthdays that I had had, and I was wondering, what's going on with her. And I made a comment that I needed to go get my belongings. She said last time not to contact her. And when we were on the phone, when I was in the psychiatric unit,
Coach.
and so I didn't. And so she reaches out. She does these weird manipulation tactics to pull on my heartstrings. And I told her that I needed to get my belongings and that I would let the sheriff's office know and that I was going to go file. I don't know what's going on in her head to where she, instead of trying to reconcile the situation or try to make amends, she decided to turn it around and state that she wouldn't offer me my belongings back unless there was a search warrant. And that is horrific. And I told my psychologist about it. And he said, she has an alcohol addiction and an opioid addiction because I told him about the copious amounts of pain medications that she's currently on. And, also shares with my brother the medications that she gets. And I don't mean to call people out, but that's just how it is. And I'm not going to be told that these individuals are to run my life when in actuality I do a really good job as long as I have the proper resources and ways of getting things taken care of. I can manage my schedule, I can manage my overall health and well-being as well as my children's. And that's where I was the main caregiver for my daughter for the first 3.5 years. But then I was physically assaulted by my ex-husband's family, and that caused me to spiral downward in my psychological health. So I'm trying to stay positive. It's my birthday. I'm hopeful that I can manage to procure some more medicine for myself. I don't have much money on me, and I also am worried about the processes. Like, I've lost a lot of money to those hotels that never receive my I'm sorry, my reservations. And so by the time everything is said and done, I really don't have anything right now. And I know I have to keep these videos short so that I can explain everything and have it filmed and posted on Instagram right now because I can't use my account on YouTube due to the strikes. Hopefully I won't get it removed, my account, due to my honesty, due to the overwhelming just genuine nature of my videos. I don't want to sway anybody to believe that this is dramatic in that way. This is just how my life has been. I'll continue with another video right now. Today is July 28th, 2022. Leticia Collins serving. So far, everything is going okay as best as I can, and everybody has been really supportive through the medical systems that I talked to, and like my psychologist spending so many hours with me today of his own accord. It wasn't even that he was charging my insurance or anything. He just enjoys to be able to spend time to help me individually, and he wishes he could help my family, but my family is in denial that they have any issues. So I love you very much, and thank you so much for the birthday wishes that I seen on all of my different posts. I'll make another video here shortly just so that you understand a little bit more about what I'm going through. I hope everybody's having a blessed day and they're staying safe and taking care of themselves and maintaining in healthful ways, using healthful coping mechanisms. I'll see you soon, I guess. Hopefully, if I can manage to keep myself out of trouble.
It doesn't have the best volume in the universe. Like I say, it's less than ideal. But you kind of go with what you got when you're an extremely poor individual. Now, Leticia is making another video, according to her. Now, when I started this live. Her video was an hour old. So that means I'm going to sit here and talk to you for a couple minutes, and I'm going to amuse myself on the side as I do, and then we're going to turn that back on and see when her next upload pops up. I don't have anything to do for the moment, and this stuff is, well, it would be an insane telephone operator, though. I mean, she'd be plugging things into your ass and telling you to wear a diaper. I mean, I don't think that Leticia would work. Now, let me see. Now, the CIA could use her. You know, put somebody in a room with Leticia. You know, you could kill me, you could torture me. I wouldn't talk. But if you put me in a room with Leticia, and like me in a straitjacket, and Leticia had to be your caregiver, you'd talk. Yes, you would. Yeah, like I say, you know what I mean? There are things that she could be good at. Now, they all involve human nightmares, but like I say, you know, she could be good with central intelligence. Talk, or we give you to Leticia another month. Well, yes, Monkey Boy, that's a part of her grift. I mean, but you heard her. Now she needs her another buzz. I mean, I thought that was going to be longer, but it didn't let me see the time. Now I'm gonna pop back. Now when we started that, nothing else was there. But yeah, I'm gonna keep popping over and come on, Miss. Guess I better follow Miss Outgoing. No, nothing else from Miss Outgoing. No, it did play the Instagram shuffle with some of her videos. Or now, or did she post some pictures? Yeah, she's posted an older picture at her mommy's. It's Miss Outgoing, guys. That's why I wanted to use this one if it worked, because you know it's got a much better picture for you. Well, yeah, I mean, if you can think of anything, you know, that you need someone to be horrible to someone else, Leticia could do that and be nice as she does it. I mean, she could be like the most pleasant sadist there ever was. But no, she's not posted yet, and every now and then we'll pop over there till the live's over and see if she posts again. But that's what I mean. It's like the only thing she can do is complain about this guy's house that she got a pie off of, and complain about her mom. And they're both messed in the head. I'm not at 18 plus, so I'm not going to use the F word for it. But you can think it. But, you know, like I say, she goes once again, you know, her typical gaslighting threats to got a buzz, and she must still be on her last buzz. So, really, it's going to depend her next video on did she score any more weed. You know, it's still her birthday for 4 more hours. So, well, given that thought, she's going to want to party it up for a while. And then she'll work up a good circle. So there'll probably be some middle of the night Leticia. And unless I expect the police, I'm not going to go live. Now, once again, if I think there's Leticia drama worth someone wasting 2 or 3 minutes for, I'll make a quick clip. Now, if she does it, then I'm not going to. Well, Ronnie, she's in a hotel room. Now, you see, she watches many of the channels, including this one. And to clutch this in our last live about her after her great escape from the hospital, I say, because you see how I am here. I got this tight background and I control generally what you see because I don't want people to know what room I'm sitting in, and compared to like the front door. Because actually, from this spot, I can see my backyard, I can see the deck, I can see the front yard, and I can also look through 90% of my house. That's kind of why I picked this spot. And then I created like charging spots on either side so where I could charge 4 devices at once. So, I can, have my YouTube ready to go and like now when we have an impromptu live. Well, Ronnie, because she's got to do the I love you long time. We'll get into that in just a moment. That's a good topic to go into, though. So I told her, in that, or I just said in that live, if she was smart, she'd get up next to a wall, get it in tight where no one can see any of her background. And that was what she did in this live. So that's how I can say now, Leticia will see what you say in chat once the chat processes. Because I really think that she watches the chats. I do, I do. And she's going to watch this, and it's whatever. She gets to be just another subscriber. And, excuse me, because many of the narcissists, that's what they do. Where I go around and watch everyone, as the local late saying is, to subscribe to everyone. Leticia and the narcissist doesn't. They're interested only about them. You know, just for my own personal safety, every month, every third month, somewhere along that line, I'll punch my own name in. But, a narcissist, that's their top search result is them. Uh-huh. And that's Leticia. And she's going to see all this, and I try to play it straight, fair down the board as much as I can. And then when I go into other chats, I'm more with my personal bias. Let's put it that way. You will notice that on this channel. I'll try to be a little more straight down the narrow on this one, unless they doxed me. And now if they dox me, I'm going to tell you they ate puppies. Now, I'll have to find some sort of perverted government-like logic to figure out how they ate puppies. Yeah. They went to Coney Island and they had some chili dogs, the small ones. Okay, yeah. That's how. I just got lost halfway in the story. Like I say, some perverted like government logic, to say that someone that doxed me ate puppies. But if you haven't done anything like that in my private life, I'm not going to commit that sort of shade. Well, Michigan lady, she has one or two. The anti-bullying crowd that are bullies. And I've had my row with them this week, and if I wanted to, I could have made a video something about that, but I'll just consider it a negative personal interaction. Because some of them will be watching too. But remember, on the channel, I play it as down the middle as I can. When we get into chats, I'll call them, well, I forgot, I'm not at 18 plus. Well, you can imagine what I will call them. Yes, that will be the best way for me to put it. Ronnie, she froze 8, and with things that have been set up to other YouTubers and other things, she could have a body count up to 12 or 13. Now, I heard her say herself that she took the 8 puppies, put them in a plastic bag, put them in a freezer until they stopped whimpering. She admitted and wanted an ass pat for freezing 8 puppies. And that's the moment I said, she's going to be an internet sensation. Everyone is going to love to hate this person. And she's a danger to all those around her. So that kind of brought you Leticia coverage. That was the ipso facto logic. She froze 8 fucking puppies. She accuses men falsely all the time. Obviously, and once again, her absurdity makes her entertaining in a certain shocking way. So that completely makes her a candidate for content for the channel, if I wanted to or not. Now, we always like to talk about what shocks and outrages us. So that's why we're here today. Yeah, Ronnie, it is. And there's a lot of people that's got it. I'm sure it's in Leticia Part 1 on Adonis Paul's channel. Or it's in 2. But it'll be in one of the two. Now, like I say, to narrow it down, it'll definitely be clipped in the Adonis Paul clips. So, that'll knock it down to you got like a 5-hour window rather than her entire catalog. Well, Ronnie, that is the basis of the lolcow. I learned that about Amberlyn Reed. Now, you see, when I started my YouTube channel, I starved the last month or last week of every month. And watching Amberlyn Reed doing those mukbangs, you didn't want to eat. Now, unfortunately, because of our economy, I'm back to the I don't get to eat the last week of the month. I've been scavenging. I've had a little bit of something today, and I managed to find 7 pears. Well, I found 8, but one of them is no longer with the team. Just saying. I had some nuts and some berries, and I've been eating off the land. Now, Leticia had Panda Express and McDonald's. Now, get this. Now, I did say some shocking things. Now, the 38 people in here, you're going to be pissed off. So, this is a drink warning. You remember the fit she threw over the smoking in the room. When she couldn't get weed, she bought cheap cigars and smoked them. I'm giving you a moment for that to sink in what I just said. Because it probably sounded like Roger, blah, 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 blah. But no, when Leticia couldn't get weed, and days after she had that big fit about the room and the cigars, or about smoking the room, that someone smoked there, she went and got cigars and smoked them. When she could get no weed. And we'll just let that sink in for just a moment. I learned in life, about time. See, this is like when you have to tell someone that your loved one just died, that kind of shock. I understand that kind of shock is here. So, I'm just going to give a moment before we go back into this. Hello, quirky girl. But yes, she got cigars to smoke. And I'm like, I mean, if I was there, if anyone watched Kill Bill 2, when Uma Thurman pulled the girl's eye out, that's what I wanted to do to Leticia. Just, pah! Seriously. That big, boom, nuclear bomb because the room smelled like smoking. And she went and got cigars to smoke to get some kind of a buzz. Now, it makes me wonder, when Leticia was a kid, did she do stuff to catch a buzz? Now, one of the McCoys, the oldest McCoy boy, I saw his brain x-ray. When he was a kid, he snorted so much gas, he damaged the hell out of his brain. And he gets a check for it. And if you look at his brain x-ray, like right here, like that, big spot is black. And they said it's the reason center of his brain. So I'm not saying Leticia did anything straight, but I'm just saying the way that she has no reasoning skills on what would be in best for her. It's all right now. That's just like him. And it just makes me ask the question, I wonder what she did as a kid. Was she this up on, do I need a buzz so bad? So, I don't know. Once again, I'm not saying that Leticia did anything as a kid. But, just, knowing that anecdote in my own life, I just wonder. I know the only one that can really answer that is Angel or her mom. Her close family like that would know. But I'm gonna never. That's as far as I'm ever going to speculate on that subject. It just makes me ask that question: what did Leticia do when she was young? Well, I don't doubt that, Kings. I don't, because that would be power. Fire's the great destroyer. Now, I learned how to harness fire. It's like around here, now and then I'll burn off areas and I'll make a big ass fire, but I'll contain it. Anywhere where it's trying to get out, I'll go make sure it doesn't spread. And in reality, I can control myself about 3 or 4 acres burning. But I'm doing it scientifically. But she's an arsonist, kind of like to burn, you're saying. So yeah, she's out doing her own thing. She said, well, once again, she did say that she was going to do it right after that. She was going to do another video. Now she's got to load it up on shitty ass hotel Wi-Fi. Now, if you want to see a humorous part, look at the location that I put for this vid. See, for a limited part here, nothing else new up. I can hack my own location, and I put myself as Rock Castle pre-trial services. Like every so rarely now and then alive, you'll see I'll put that I'm some humorous place that I'm not, that it'll give me a place that I can hack. So yes. Well, I don't think Letitia's ever going to come here. I mean, everyone's too scared of snakes. Now, the bright point, uh, well, Miss Cupcake, you remember how I say I have the shoe problem? I still have the shoe problem, but I have Veronica's boots. I had, for filming one of my characters out in the world before COVID, I bought these nice pair of boots. So, I have a pair of boots right now to wear. So, I have that temporarily. Now, what sucks is they're fall style boots. So they are hot. Well, yes, Melissa, that's what my hope is. Well, Ronnie, she's hanging out right. I don't understand that. I kind of thought she would bolt, but she still seems to be hanging around the hood. Now, Roger, I thought, because uh, we're not far from getting paid on disability the first. And, today's the 28th. So 29th, 30th, 31st, we get paid on Monday. So I thought she would go to whatever state she was getting weed in, and kick back a couple days. But she can't do without it that much. She's got her a hotel room and still trying to get weed. And I'm guessing that she might have got a line on some, and that's why her next video, because she was promising another video. And once again, if it's anything great, I'll try to shoot it rather than go live again. Like I say, unless the police are going to show up or something. Oh yes, Ronnie, she gets disability. I get what is it? $848 on disability, and that's about what she gets. Now, she gets 50 taken out for her child support, but in turn, she gets 50 back on food stamps that I don't get because I am qualified with my 864 a month. I get zero on food stamps. And I was wondering how she managed to get the 50 and then remembering Rich Life of Road Trips on his minimum disability, he has to pay 50 for child support. So Leticia gets her 50 for child support back as $50 of food stamps. Well, you're welcome, Pink. Now, well, I was just thinking silly thoughts. It really wasn't an interruption. And once again, some of those silly thoughts because of terms of service I can't relay. You know, I think a lot of off color things about Leticia that if we were sitting together, I might say that I have to edit myself here because, and especially I've not put this at 18 plus. Well, she is basically a minor child. Well, squids, it might happen. That's why I said, the only way that I'm going to go live is if there's a nuclear type happening. That way you know that if it's just a video or something, get to it whenever. It's not that important. It's just Leticia. But yeah, like I say, the only way after having a Leticia live, I go live again is if there's been major happening meltdown that everyone's going to be talking about. Well, Kings, this is one thing I was thinking. It's like, you mean if I knock somebody up, I just get 50 taken away and I can get 50 in food stamps? I'm like, hey, I mean, that's kind of like pro sleeping around at this point. I mean, I buy $50 of food a month anyway. Like I said, once again, the silly things we think in our own head, it's like, but the fact is, I would have no repercussions if I knock a woman up. I just get $50 taken to my check that goes to her, and then I get $50 in food stamps back. And I went, wow, poor responsible people. That was my whole exercise in my head thinking that. It's like people go through all their lives responsible planning. And right now, as it sits on disability, like I say, I just give $50 to this chick and the government gets me back $50 in food, which I was going to get anyway. So, technically, there is no repercussion for me just knocking a chick up. Now, I don't think that's right. Just saying. But that is the reality that we live with. Oh. Well, basically, Ronnie, like I say, I get nothing in food stamps now. But if I knock up a girl, I give her 50 a month and I get 50 in food stamps. I mean, there isn't any downside. I mean, I'm going to make a joke right here, everyone, but fuck that condom shit. Well, the only girl that I've slept with is fixed, so there's no worry of that. Like I said, the only one that I've slept with, she is fixed. So like I say, that could make a baby. So like I say, I am perfectly safe. Because in the last 9 months, the only thing I have slept for was a woman with no womb. Well, Pink, this is the problem. Leticia. Okay, you're my boss. Okay. You tell me, what do you think about Leticia? And I go, sir, she's going to make a scene. She's going to fight. She's going to claim injury. Then she's going to try to sue the company and me. What do you want me to do, sir? I'll go get her if you tell me to. You're going to tell me, okay, we don't have to have there until January. That baby's going to be here before January, before we have to have her there. We're going to pick her up when she comes right out of that hospital. We're going to be standing right, because, see, they have to bring them out in the wheelchair. They're going to be right there at the hospital, waiting on her candy ass to come out with a bundle of joy. And they're going to be on either side and go, Miss Collins, you got a court appearance that you have failed to appear for, and we are here as duly agents of X Bond Company to make sure that you go before this judge and you keep your obligations, ma'am. And that is how they are going to handle Leticia. Well, that's why, Ronnie, they're going to be kind of smart about it, because, in reality, a bail bondsman is the repo agent of human beings. Typically a repo agent's getting a car or a boat. A bail bondsman repos people, because at the moment that you're charged, your ass really does belong to the court. You are in their system. You are no longer a free will amongst the stars. Your buttocks belongs to that judge, which you really, really wish to impress. Just saying. Yes, you want the crispness of your voice. You want absolutely no hesitation in your speech. You want to look the judge straight in the eye, and you want to speak clearly and distinctly. So yes, the human repo man, and as you know, as a repo agent, there's a best time for repoing. And once again, if she's had the baby, she can't claim that you harmed her and her baby and sue you. And once again, you would like to get her when she's at the most vulnerable. And also, once again, where you're going after someone, the time and the place. I know she has to come out of this portal after she has the baby. The baby comes out of this portal. She has to come out of these main hospital doors. There is no way around it. So at the moment Leticia goes in, they get somebody on the doors. And then they make a stakeout. And then they wait on her to come out with the bundle of joy. And she is their bundle of joy. And she gives birth. And then it's Close Encounters of the Bail Bondsman kind. And that's Leticia's reality. That was also another reason why I was thinking that she would have went wherever she got pot and stayed there. Yep. Now, once again, we're thinking ahead. Now, once again, don't quote me on this. But on one of these paths that I'm laying out, I think Leticia wants to be caught. Once again, this is one of the future paths. And if this seems to pan out in my head, I will make a video at some point telling you that I believe Leticia wants to be caught. Now, I'm not saying that now. Just get that right. I'm not saying it now. But there is a part of me in one of these facets that could explain some things, is that she really does want to be caught. Well, Melissa, maybe. They're going to do whatever they can for the safety of the officers and the person they're picking up. Well, Kings, I really, really, really hope they don't let her. I mean, well, Pink, the bondsman's screwed. This is like a risk. A bail bondsman invests in a business, and that business is you. And they have to produce her, or they lose the $2,500. Mommy loses $250, and Leticia goes on just like it's Tuesday. Now, that is chicken feed for the bond company. Well, she supposedly signed her over. According to her, she says she was drugged and she was tricked. Well, thank you, Cupcake. And I was off on days. Yes, I was. Because there's something that I need to do tomorrow, but that's my private affairs. And if I had a telephone line, I'd tell you, but it's nothing hugely important. I'll work it out in the end. Well, Hagen, it all depends on her circumstances. Now, with her, yeah, there's a good chance. Now, once again, playing ahead, she made amends with her mom once. So, see, Roger in the playing ahead, she'll make amends with mom again and offer the baby as a sacrifice. Baby, 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 and get back in that house using grandbaby. So mommy can play baby. You know, I'm not really talked about it here, but you remember where we talk about these paths? Yes, you see, that is the one that I see. Is her coming out with the baby with mother and going to mom's house. Well, thank you, Squids. Well, King, she'd probably be better off. I mean, you know, my neighborhood, the gang kids were well taken care of. I mean, very well taken care of. I mean, you couldn't talk about a safer babysitter. You know, they all had guns. Well, we'll see. You know, this is Arkansas. You know, and in many states, Leticia would be committed and in an asylum. New York, I can say 100%, she would be locked away for the rest of her life. But this is Arkansas. And I have already saw that Arkansas is soft on Leticia's. So, because that's one of my theories on why she stays there. Because she seems to be able to get endlessly in trouble there with the minimum of repercussions compared to what you or I or a girl would in Kentucky. Well, we won't joke about Alaska. No, we won't joke about that because Alaska is a beautiful place. Now, if it's some part of Southern California, I'll joke about that in a minute. Oh, well, she is a mess. Now it's like myself, Medicaid, if I have medical appointments, I can get a ride back and forth for nothing to any medical appointment that I need. But I rarely, if ever, need a medical appointment. Now I don't go to therapy anymore. And that, I'm going to get off here in just a moment. But that kind of is your state of Leticia. You know, she's said she's going to pop another video. Yeah, you know what? Right before, you know, just to be thorough before I wrap this up, I ought to check her again because in her video said she's making another one and uploading. But she's also looking for weed, and we know weed is the priority. Like I say, this thing goes slow. Well, there's a hot elf chick. Let's go back and look at that later. Come on, Miss Outgoing. Nope, nothing else uploaded. But she promised an upload later, and now she did say that she had to go outside town limits to get a hotel. So she went out somewhere outside of town limits, get a hotel, and she's going to try to find some weed. And yeah, she's in Arkansas somewhere. She said she couldn't get one in town because of her history last night, so she's in one today, and she's got 3 hours and 19 minutes left of her birthday. So she's going to be partying it up, and since she has to farm her own weed, she's medically it's legal, I know, in Arkansas. So, she may be performing the other Leticia maneuver that is her favorite on video, let's put it that way. But yes, Melissa, the baby should be due soon. I was hoping that they would keep her in and give her a C-section, but it wasn't the case. Now I'm going to go ahead and get off here, and I'll give you guys about 20 minutes before the people come on at 9. Now, everyone, thank you for coming, and I thought this would be easier than me making big, long Leticia vid and going through all of the vids, since most of those other two, as I said, other than her smoking admission, wasn't really worth listening to. Now, thank you for coming, and have a good night.